Yeah, I feel like you kind of take the course for what it is, and obviously Oakmont is Oakmont. You know what you're getting. It's pretty right in front of you, and you just have to really try to be as sharp as you can. But for me personally, I just feel like it's a great week to be in a great place mentally and very, very patient, and kind of picking our spots out there. So. Hopefully the weather can be nice to us the rest of the week and can firm the course up a little bit, and it'll be a nice test.
What have you seen out of the course so far?
I just played 9 this morning. It's very, very soft. The fairways are, they've obviously gotten a lot of rain here the last couple of weeks, I think, but it's still extremely challenging. It's just, hit the fairway, and then if you don't hit the fairway, you're just kind of trying to base off of the lie, figure out what you're doing from there the rest of the hole, and just try to minimize the damage when you get out of position.
On the right, Doug?
The USGA talks a lot about challenging your skill and challenging your head. How do they challenge the head?
I think the good thing for them, they're fortunate, with kind of like the main core of U.S. Open courses, they don't really have to do anything to try to do that. You go to a place like this, they don't need to set it up any differently or trick it up or do anything for it to challenge both the physical and mental part of our game. Oakmont is plenty challenging in both of those aspects. But, I just think it requires just patience and discipline, just because it's, if you just get lazy, like on any drive, any wedge shot, any chip, any putt, you can kind of look stupid pretty fast, especially at a place like this.
What's it mean to have a good attitude?
That's a great question. I'm sure everybody would define it differently. I think for me, just being very committed to what I'm doing, being kind of accepting of the results, and being just very, very committed is for me. I think once I start second guessing myself or not, trusting my instincts is kind of where I get myself in trouble. And then, when I do that, then I naturally am pretty pissed off if it doesn't work out, because it wasn't because of the shot. It was more from the lack of commitment. So that's where it starts with me generally.
On the left, Jerry.
Justin, in 16, how much did that Thursday storm make the course less difficult, and where is the course now, maybe relative to how it was after the storm on Thursday? Similar or less? Do you remember?
I don't remember a lot. It's very similar in the aspect of it's soft, and the rough is extremely lush and thick. I think you can get better lies in the rough sometimes when it's wet. I have zero idea if there's any kind of science or anything behind this, but just to me, it seems like when the rough's wet, the ball just kind of will not sink all the way down to the bottom. It's almost like the rough's a little heavier, but because of that, it can be harder to get out because of it is wet. So it requires, it is weird, but it's easier to chip out of wet rough, but it's harder to sometimes hit full shots out of it. So that can kind of play somewhat similar, but it totally changes the golf course. But it also, if it's firm out here, how much the ball will roll in the fairways will make it so much shorter that would change a lot. You could have a hole like 10 where today realistically could have hit driver off the tee, but if it doesn't even need to be like rock hard. If it just gets a little firm, you could hit 4-iron down there to the same place, kind of thing.
So I was going to ask you, did you play the front or the back today?
The back.
So will you or did you try to fly the ditch on 10?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't happening at 7:40 in the morning for me.
Is it conceivable? Is it a possibility you might entertain it?
I haven't even looked at it. I don't think it is. There's, with how far some guys hit it nowadays, I'm sure that some people will, but it will require, I would think, a little bit of wind. I literally have I didn't even know that was possible. So
on the right, Bob, and then Dave.
Obviously, the reputation here, a lot of it is with the greens and their firmness and speed and everything. Does the rain take any of that away, or are they still really difficult, still firm, or and if it's any less, does it make it any much easier?
anytime the greens are softer, it's going to be easier than if they're firmer. But these greens are still far from normal or easy. I mean, it's they're Jordan. I played with Jordan and Jackson Koepka today, and Jordan and I were saying it was we were still shocked for how soft the fairways were. The greens still had a little bit of bounce to them. I mean, they weren't firm by any means, but they were still taking a hop with wedges and short irons still. But no, I mean, just the amount that the putts break and the how quick some of the chips and around the holes can be, it's still difficult if it's firm or soft. It just changes it a little bit if it's one or the other.
Stay on the right with Dave.
Hey, Justin, do you have an over-under how many fairways you need to hit to feel like you're going to make a decent score? Or does it matter?
I haven't thought of it. I mean, obviously the more the merrier.
Sure.
I mean, one of the best rounds of golf I've probably ever played in my career in 2016 here on Friday. I think I hit 4 fairways, but I remember I hit 7 greens and I shot 69. I chipped in 3 times. I was beyond exhausted when I got done. I actually played with Brooks the first 2 days. I remember he was so pissed off at, like, he just couldn't get over it. But so I would prefer to not do that. But if that means I shoot 69 every day, then I'll take 4 fairways and 7 greens right now.
Absolutely. Are you against Hackout Rough, or are you okay with it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't know. I understand the strategy aspect. To people who are like, well, it doesn't require any thought. You just take a lob wedge and hack it out. But to me, it's like, well, at the same time, that just puts even more of a priority on hitting the ball straight, which I would think is going to lessen the chances of guys just pulling driver out of their bag and sending it as far as they can every hole. But also, I mean, like Jackson had a lie on 15 today that we were kind of like thinking, is it a 6-iron? Open up a 6, or could you get 7? And he tried to hit 6-iron, and it looked like he could, and he hit it like 4 feet in front of him. So it's not like every time you hit in the rough, you're grabbing lob wedge and hitting out. You have to think, how far can I hit this? And I think that, to me, there's no such thing as complete Hackout Rough. Like these guys, I mean, we're going to get luck. A lot of people walking in the rough, you're going to get some lies that are decent, but you're going to have some tempting lies that may, guys might try to push the envelope when they shouldn't, kind of thing.
Front left, King.
Justin, with the forecast looking like it's going to firm up over the course of the week, does that make the tournament rounds a little bit harder if during the practice rounds it was significantly wetter, significantly softer?
For sure. Luckily for me, though, at least everybody else is doing it too. It's a part of it. I mean, we play enough tournaments and enough golf courses over our life and career that they change. I mean, the courses change. They just, especially weather permitting, we know that if they get the week of weather that they'd like, the course is going to play completely different come Saturday and Sunday than it does, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's if it's an adjustment that we all need to make, it is. But we're still feel like we're able to get the proper prep around the greens and on the golf course, soft or not.
We're going to hear on the right.
Yeah, Justin, how many drivers, given the condition of the course right now, would you envision hitting around here? And should it dry out, how many would you hit then?
I mean, see, I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, hit 5 on the back 9 today. Probably would have hit 1 on 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 7, maybe 8 if they decide to have the tee back for some stupid reason, and maybe 9. So, I mean, the thing is, you have a whole 15 that today, I mean, I hit driver, but again, if it gets a little bit firm and it's downwind, I could hit 5 wood. So it's, I think that's cool. I think you have a lot of tee shots out here where, you're not just grabbing a club, you're stepping up on 1, and some guys might hit 3 wood, or some, or they may hit driver. And on 2, it's like you could see anything from like 5 or 6 iron to driver. So it really is just kind of a comfort thing, and what people are feeling, or maybe a certain game plan they have.
Yeah. Like, do you envision one of the very longest hitters not having to hit too many?
Potentially. I mean, it's. You look at someone like Rory McIlroy. It's like you drive it like he does. I would pull that driver out as often as I can. I mean, he hits it further and straighter than maybe anybody that's played the game. So it's hard to argue why he wouldn't hit driver as often as he could. But it truly is dependent on the player and their strategy.
A few more back right, Ryan.
Because of all the different strategy things that you've got to think about, how much more difficult or not necessarily difficult, but how much different is practice than these couple days here at this golf course compared to other venues and whatnot? Do you have to do a lot more homework, so to speak?
Yes and no. I think, not to come off the wrong way, these are some of the worst practice rounds of the year, a U.S. Open. You tee off in the middle of the day, today or tomorrow, and it's going to be probably a 3.5 hour, 9 holes. Everybody's got to hit a chip and a putt from every single, seems like, spot on or around the green, which it is helpful. But for me, I feel like if it's a place I haven't seen, I understand why you want to do that. But then again, at the same time, at least what I've noticed, it is very helpful. But if I'm not hitting it where I want and controlling the ball like I want, it doesn't really matter if I've hit shots around the green or not. I'm going to struggle if I'm not hitting it well. So it's getting kind of the general lay of the land. And I was fortunate enough to take a trip before this to maybe spend a little more time. But it's more so many of these holes you can stand on one part of the green or look around and you're like, okay, this is not good. This is fine. This is not good. This is fine. Write it down, remember it, whatever you have to do, and then move on. I feel like I'm going to spend more time, on the practice green or on the putting green. Of that's where I'm trying to dial in the stuff that I can maybe do on the course, and then when I'm out there, pick up little stuff here and there.
Just one other follow-up. You said you played with Jackson Koepka today. Is there something about his game that impresses you? I'm just curious what your thoughts are on his game.
Yeah, he's a lot of it. He's very impressive. He's a great kid. He's just I love his action. He's got a great swing. I feel like his ball flight's really good. And he seems comfortable. I think it was great. I was glad Jordan and I got to play with him today. Chris Williams, who's caddying for him. I played a lot of junior and amateur golf with Chris, so it's good to kind of hang out with him. And I think he's got a very, very bright career and future ahead of him, and I'm excited for his opportunity to play in here this week, and I'm sure he'll do great things, not just this week, but going forward.
2 more back left, Keith.
About the mental aspect of the game, how much does this course psych a lot of the other players out who heard so much about this course and how difficult it is, and how do you maintain your mental focus after having played here in 2016?
I'm sure it does a lot. Being perfectly honest and very selfish, I hope it psychs a lot of players out. But it's a part of the preparation, like trying to go hit wedges or trying to get the speed of the greens or anything. It's getting a game plan for how you're going to approach the course mentally and strategically. And I understand this place is hard. I don't need to read articles, or I don't need to hear horror stories. Like, I've played it. I know it's difficult, but I also have faith that if I go play well and I'm driving the ball well and hitting my irons like I know I can, I'm gonna have a lot of birdie opportunities. So I just need to, kind of pick my spots and take the hole in the course for kind of what I have that day, kind of thing.
Last one. Doug?
2 things quickly. I don't know how long you've had a 5-wood, but why did you first put it in? And there's a lot of guys who have been putting it in lately for kind of gnarly rough. Does it work out of this one?
Some lies. It certainly works way better than any long iron. I hit that club out of the rough a lot. especially West Coast, like, Torrey Pines. I mean, I remember I hit it from like 160 or 70 yards, like on Thursday on the 10th hole in the rain. It was just looking at it, I'm like, there's no way I can get a 6-iron out of this lie. And if I hit anything less, I can't get it there. But like, I can get a 5-wood through this, and I did. And so it is nice to have it for that aspect. And I got it. I'm going on my 10th year with this 5-wood, and I got it for Augusta. I always used a 2-iron, but a 2-iron doesn't exactly hold those par 5 greens very well. And I love that. I feel like I can hit it really low. I can hit it really high. I can kind of shape it both ways, and it's been honestly a huge club in my career, and I've hit a lot of great shots with it, and it's nice to have on weeks like this.
Okay, and secondly, golf hasn't had a gap at number one probably since you were in high school. I mean, it's been like 15 years. You got to the top once, and I'm sure there were times you were thinking about maybe getting back. Where is it even on your mind right now? Or do you think with most players, just given how big it is?
I mean, it's still on my mind. I mean, I even had the thought last week of, I'm sure some people will laugh, but it's like if I can even catch them this year, it's like, if I win however many tournaments the rest of the year, and I don't know, maybe Scotty doesn't play or something. I think that's the thing about it, is it's guys are playing unbelievable like Xander did last year, like Rory has this year, but it's just that Scotty is also doing that. So you can't really catch that if he keeps doing what he's doing. So, but it's still on the forefront of my mind, and it's something that I'm working toward. But I obviously can't do anything about what he's doing, and he doesn't seem to be showing any signs of slowing down or wanting to. So, just try to go win some tournaments, and hopefully it get close sooner rather than later.
What is he doing? If someone asked you that and you had to sum it up briefly, what would you say?
What is he doing?
Yeah.
Well, everything. He just is. It's effortless. I mean, he's every single aspect of his game is unbelievable. I think his mental game is better than anybody out here. I think to be able to play with those expectations and to stay present as often as he has, to me is maybe more impressive than even the golf he's playing. I just think it's so hard to do, and it's also so hard to explain if you're in his shoes. But he just it doesn't make any mistakes, and almost kind of lets himself be in contention versus forces himself in contention. He just seems to be playing better. So
I'm sorry, I don't want to get yelled at by Julia, but where are you in terms of forcing your way into contention and letting yourself get there? In terms of measuring where you are?
I'm getting better at letting myself get into contention. I think better at. I feel like I was letting myself last year, but then come Saturday, Sunday, I was forcing it and trying to win the tournament versus just playing and trusting and believing. Like I feel like I did that in Tampa this year. I feel like I did it at Hilton Head. I feel like I did it for 15 holes of on Sunday of Philly, and then forced the issue on 16 and made bogey. But it was like at Hilton Head, I just had full just kind of acceptance, and I'm just going to play here. And yeah, of course I wanted to win, but it just was like I'm doing the best that I can out here. I'm not like, if I have a birdie opportunity, I'm going to try to make birdie because I want to make birdie, not because I need to try to win this tournament. And it's just, getting into that more so would be better.
Thanks, Justin. We appreciate the time.
Anything else, Doug? You good?
All right.